ロサンゼルス・ドジャースは11月26日に2度のサイ・ヤング賞受賞者であるブレイク・スネル投手と5年1億8200万ドルの契約に合意し、来シーズンに向けて先発ローテーションの強化を進めています。また、来年1月には佐々木朗希投手の獲得も有力視されており、注目を集めています。このドジャースの動向に対して、元 ESPN 記者のリッチ・アイゼン氏が現状の MLB の競争環境について苦言を呈しました。アイゼン氏は、
これは MLB にとって大きな課題です。この話をヤンキースファンの私がしているのは皮肉かもしれませんが、ヤンキースでさえドジャースほどはお金を使いません。財政状況が悪い他球団を見ると、MLB の競争環境がいかに不均衡であるかがわかります。
と語り、経済格差が競争に影響を与えている現状に懸念を示しました。この模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
I think Major League Baseball has a Los Angeles Dodgers problem. Ooh. And
in what way?
Two ways, two different ways. The way that they are now following up their World Series championship year with a rotation of what appears to be Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto, Otani will be joining the rotation.
He doesn't need to pitch now.
That features a two-time Cy Young Award winner who went the Kevin Durant route of having some issues beating him. Let's just join him. Certainly, if they're going to give me a 5-year, $182 million deal, and Blake Snell says to the Dodgers, we're in. And then the issue is for Major League Baseball that there is a team that does feature a top of the lineup of Otani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. And they posted a gajillion dollars and paid it to Yamamoto last year. And now they're like, let's go get Blake Snell for $182 million. And that is a problem for Major League Baseball when you just added this guy's arm to a team that is already lights out and can outspend everybody. And I understand that this is rich coming from a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I get it.
We can't say
No, I get it. But the Yankees don't spend like the Dodgers. Not even your Mets spend like what the Dodgers. Like, how much more 9-figure contracts sit in the Chavez Ravine banana stand?
And he's going to have similar, not as much as Otani, but he's going to have 60, 70 million deferred. They're doing this in a new creative way that, New York, Boston, Mets that hadn't done before.
Well, that's how it's working.
Yep.
That's how it's going. And, I guess they're printing money like whoever's printing something out on your printer over there.
I just heard something go off too, Rich.
So I don't know who's printing while we're on the air right now.
I mean, I literally hit print about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Just now.
That's print. They're printing money. And I guess, what does it matter? Defer it? Keep it under the salary cap tax here so you don't have to pay the Pirates anything,
They'll be paying some type of tax.
I'm sure they are, but
speaking of the Pirates,
figuring all these people who
they're not done.
Moves like this just incensed the Pirates fan base to no end because they've got this amazing park and their ownership just doesn't want to put a team on the field that is worthy of that.
But the finances don't work the same for the Pittsburgh Pirates as they clearly do for the Los Angeles Dodgers or for anybody at the top of the financial food chain.
That's why we're upset.
And the Dodgers are what? They're not done yet? Like they're still. I mean, we had Jack Flaherty in studio. I mean, there is a fifth spot in their rotation that's open. Oh, and by the way, Otani's pitching. He is 100%, 1,000,000% pitching.
I don't think as much as you think.
I wouldn't if I was him.
Why?
No, I wouldn't either. I'm with Chris.
But they paid him the money
that
deferred
money
back
then. But if he's doing what he's doing, or he needs to give that money.
Just let him bat. If he starts pitching, he should ask for more. He's already doing enough. And how do you think they're able to afford all these dudes? Otani is an economy that brings in money to the Dodgers so they can pay all these other bros.
Or the reason why they can pay all these other people is because he was the first one to defer every single million of his millions of dollars, it feels like, to, a decade from now.
Taking a risk.
That's what I'm saying. Is that and they have a team that they just say, come live in Southern California, come hang out, let's win World Series together, and you can set up your retirement plan. That's basically what it is. We'll set up your retirement plan. We can pay you enough to make enough money for you to live as generationally enriched now, and then here's your retirement plan.
That's true.
You know, win 401 games, and here's your 401k. I'm not wrong. That's what I'm saying. So who's going to beat that?
Not wrong.
Otani. Like, I don't know. I mean, these guy's a unicorn. I'm just curious, like, what is it like in the clubhouse? He hurts his shoulder. Are you guys like, oh shit, you know? Like,
well, I think the story's been told of the text he sent to the group of like, I don't remember what it was verbatim. It was like, you know, in 2020, Bellinger hurt his shoulder and he came back this year. Like, it'll be me. Like, I'll be fine. And and we were all flying. We were getting on the plane to fly to New York. Had just won the first two. We were all going to go out to dinner that night. We knew he wasn't going to be there, but it was one of those, like, we knew Show was going to be fine.
Right.
We didn't know how fine he was going to be.
Right.
Show is Show. He's not, like, I don't mean that like he's like Showtime or anything. He just is like a pretty much like a regular dude.
Yeah.
Gets on the bus, like he just gets on the bus, sits there, reads his comics, chills, like hangs out, does what he does, reads his comics sitting in his chair, goes about his business, goes about his work. Got a smile on his face whenever you see him. Like, he's just not big time at all. Like, there's certain guys that have their own seat on the bus. Yamamoto was one of the last guys on. This happened a couple times. And, you know, you've got guys offering up their seats, and then he goes and sits next to Shohei, and Shohei doesn't. He's like, Shohei's much bigger than Yama.
big dude.
Like, much bigger. He's just sitting on the inside, or on the inside next to the window, and Yama's got the whole aisle and everything. And that's just like, for me, that depicts like who he is, where he's just like he's just like, whatever, like, it's not a big deal to him. You'd have a bunch of other guys with big egos that would do that. And then it was also pretty cool to say that there was $1 billion sitting in 2 seats right there.
Let's talk about, you mentioned a couple of times your time with the Angels, and you knew Shohei Otani way back when he was an Angel. How have you seen him just develop as a person, as a player? You knew him in both uniforms. What's been the biggest change?
Well, I think just the experience, you know, coming in the Angels in 2018, he was new, trying to get to know everybody. He was doing both pitching and, the offensive side, but he had a total different routine where, you know, Mike Scioscia had to manage the workload to where when he was getting ready to pitch, he couldn't hit. So, you know, over the years, that's changed. Now this guy is much bigger, much stronger. He still has his speed. It was great for me to see him through, you know, as I was with the Dodgers going in my 7th season, and seeing Shohei with the Angels, how much more better he's gotten offensively. He can run the bases. You know, this was his year to steal as many bases as he can. First 50-50 guy in the history of the game. So just to see him evolve as a person, always, every time we played him, he would come over and just talk to me for 10, 15 minutes, give his time, because his time is so valuable. But to see this guy's workload up front now, I had him 1 year, really didn't see it. He got hurt. He was done, playing. But what he goes through is incredible. It's hard enough just to hit or pitch in the game. To do both, this guy is probably, for me, I've said it all these years, he is the best player in the world. And now we get a chance, and the Dodger fans get to see him pitch next year. So hopefully he can stay healthy.
And Dino, let's get Teoscar Hernandez back on the field and back on that roster. That is a guy that I am clamoring for. Again, he wants to be in LA. You're going to be working with the outfielders. From your vantage point, what makes him a good outfielder? And if you were working with him in right field, what would you be working on?
Well, the thing that with Teoscar is, one, what a special person. This guy is a team player. He came to the Dodgers for one reason. He wanted to win, and he got it, like Shohei. But this guy can play left and right. You know, again, everybody, the elite players in baseball always want to get better. And I remember back in my Angel days when Trout told me, how are you going to make me better? And I told Kiermaier this story that we got up on the screen, and I showed they had a red dot and a blue dot. And when the ball was hit, Kiermaier would have a better jump than Trout. So we had to work on the first 3 steps to their left and right. But with Teoscar, you know, this guy is going to improve. every day. We're going to get him out there. We're going to work. I think personally, I think he can improve in playing just with his arm strength. He has the arm in there with footwork, and Clayton did a great job with him throughout the year. But for me, it's the arm strength that he can improve on, which he knows. Great person, winner on the team. He wants to win. That bat will carry us. So again, we're just as anxious as anybody else if Andrew and Brandon Gomes and the organization brings it back. So we just got to wait.
Another guy you had in right field, I'm going to go back to Mookie, because there are people who really do think Mookie can play some shortstop. I listened to Mookie, and we saw him. I think there was a lot of good in there. There was some bad, and I don't know that Mookie knew how to handle failure on his own part, because it's Mookie Betts. He's never had to fail at the big league level. But moving to shortstop, that's short notice, of course, at the end of spring training. It was a lot for him. He handled it as great as he can. He handled it really well, and then some of the growing pains. In your view, what was kind of the biggest issue for Mookie? What can he grow on if he's going to be a little bit of an option at shortstop, if depending on what happens with the rest of this offseason? What can he grow with?
Right. I think if you asked Mookie this, that the biggest thing was him. It wasn't him catching the ball. It was him throwing. So learning the different angles. Second base was easy. Turning double plays. He had the arm angles down. Just going in there and playing shortstop, it's a longer throw. He had to go in the 6 hole. He's going up the middle. So once he started to establish them throwing angles, it was going to click for him. But then it just got to a point to where, here's a guy, we talk about Shohei all the time. Here's a guy that played right field, second base, shortstop, second base, right field. It takes a special athlete to do that. And to put him in a spot, put him in a major league game and say, okay, now you're our shortstop. And just the throwing angles. What was crazy was once he went back out to the outfield, he still did his routine. This guy's routine is to take ground balls every day. He keeps his arm strength there, and he goes to shortstop, and now he settles down, and now he's got that arm strength. The arm angles down like he did in the minor leagues when he came up. So he felt a lot better with his throwing mechanics when he became the right fielder every day. So it's something that he knows. He experienced it. I think if he does play shortstop, second base, pretty easy. I'm telling you, if this guy plays 162 games and he plays second base, he'll be Gold Glove. I will make that prediction. That's how good he is. And shortstop, he's going to catch the ball, but he just needs to, get the reps like he was, and the arm angles is the biggest thing for him. The ball hit to him, he's going to catch it. He just has to throw it over there, learning the angles.
I love the prediction right here on Dodgers territory. Dino Ebel saying that Mookie Betts is a Gold Glove second baseman. Let's go. You know what? I have to say, I think we don't give Dave Roberts enough props. Everybody, if they lose a game in the middle of May, everyone says fire Dave Roberts. I think, Dino, this was his best managerial job of his tenure, based on the amount of injuries that you guys were decimated by, all of the different moving parts. What can you say about the job that your skipper did navigating those tough waters to get you to the World Series championship?
You said it. This was a great year. Again, 6 years there, going on my 7th year this year in 25. This guy is, I've only been with 2 managers in my career, with Mike Scioscia and Dave Roberts, which I feel are top 2 guys in the game. And Dave, just the communication, building relationship, letting these players know what's going on 2-3 days before it happens. And in the moves that he makes at the right time. You said it. When you make a bad move and something backfires, the fans want to get, on you, and they want to get rid of you. But throughout the playoffs, the focus, you could see it in his face, the game prep, and he's very prepared in every game. But when that playoff game started in Game 1 against the Padres, I saw a different Dave, and he was focused, which he always is. But the moves he was making, the communication between him and Mark Pryor and Danny Lehman and Connor McGinnis, and the defensive side, the offensive side, he was on his game, and I was happy that the moves that he made, it worked. He is good. He is a great manager. For me, he's going to go down as a Hall of Fame manager, what he's done with the Dodgers. So that was, for my opinion, seeing him daily in the playoffs. He was ready. He was prepared. He was ready to tackle this thing and to win the World Series. He kept saying we needed that parade, and we got it.
一方で、FOX スポーツのアナリストで、大谷マニアとして知られるベン・バーランダー氏は、ドジャースの補強に怒る声を一蹴しました。同氏は、
ドジャースがブレイクスネルと契約したことに人々は本当にそんなに怒っているのか。バカバカしい。
と語り、
MLB は全てのスポーツの中で最も平等性が高い。問題が起きるまで問題はないんだ。
と主張しました。さらに、
ドジャースに怒るな。自分のチームがケチなことに怒れ。
と辛辣なコメントを残し、ドジャースの補強を批判するファンに向けて意見を述べました。ご視聴ありがとうございました。これからも大谷選手のさらなる活躍から目が離せません。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。